It's time for the Mohney Show. High atop the third story of the historic Gibson House overlooking beautiful downtown Centralia. The star of the show, Steve Mohney.
Yes, it is a huge Mohney Show. Paul, welcome to the Mohney Show.
Welcome and thank you. And here I am.
Oh, man. I mean, we've got Chris from the Kiss tribute band, Almost Human. He's standing by.
Yep, the feature of the show today.
That's the feature of the show.
Fun.
And you know, some of these tribute bands, I mean, I don't think they put, I mean, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but some of them don't really put the time, the effort, all that stuff into, you know, being as real as, you know, they can.
Yeah.
I mean,
the good ones do.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a huge difference.
There is. I mean, if you're playing Vegas or if you're, you know, if you're getting a lot of jobs, then obviously you're super good. And that's what I feel these guys with Almost Human have done. I've seen them a couple of times. The first time I saw them was with Eric at the Little Creek Casino, and I was just shocked. I'm like, wow, these guys, they really even look like Kiss. Chris is standing by, and we'll talk with him in just a couple of moments. But I did want to talk to you. We've got spring, although it was cold last night, but spring's here, everything's blooming, and that means only one thing for Paul.
Horse racing.
Oh, it means horse racing, and it's always so much fun when the first big event starts to happen.
It does. And then last year, Emerald Downs opened on Kentucky Derby Day. They're going to do it again this year, and that's 10 days away now.
10 days away.
It's a week from Saturday, May 4th.
No wagering, please.
Oh, no, please.
Please. Well, not on the show here.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
We got the Kentucky Derby coming up.
The Dan Letterman used to always say that on his show. Dave did. No wagering, please. Hey, you can wager as much as you want. I don't care what you wager either, for that matter.
So
give us a preview. What's going on?
Yeah, Kentucky Derby's on May 4th, opening day at Emerald Downs. And in fact, Beth, our producer today.
Yeah.
Remind me, I think we'll sneak that in. We have about a 6-minute overview of the season from Joe Withey.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think we have that somewhere.
Okay.
You know, I think I did that interview with him last week.
Are you sending me on a treasure hunt?
Yes, at some point, but I think we'll put that in next week's show, which will be a couple of days before the opening of Emerald Downs. So we'll get a real good opener, and in fact, maybe we should just see if we can get them on live.
That's a great idea, and for folks, for those of you that don't know who Joe Withey is, I mean, man.
If you've been around racing at all, you know who Joe Withey is.
I mean, I used to talk to him on the radio. We'd record him. He would do the the final results.
Yep, the Longacres report for years and years, and then of course Longacres closed in 1992. Emerald Downs opened in '96.
He's one of your best pals, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So we'll get him on the show, and I just love the excitement of horse racing. And you love everything there is about it, the whole atmosphere, how much fun is it to be up there in the morning when it's still early and they're out there running the horses around, warming things up and stuff. Isn't it just great?
I don't know. I don't go then.
Oh. Boy, I led into that, and that he screwed me on that, didn't he?
That's too early for me. I can't make a bet then. They're just running around for crying out loud.
Don't you know some kind of a trainer or something that would?
It is fun. It is. I mean,
are these these guys? They get a big, I think it's one of those pitchforks or whatever.
Yes,
Given here, take some hay. Back.
Yeah, that's how they do.
Back, I tell you.
You know what I think we need to do over the summer?
I know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're going to go on a field trip.
We need to have a Mohney Show day at the track.
We're going to take a field trip, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, I think we should invite anyone that wants to go.
Okay.
Does that mean I get to go too?
Absolutely.
Woo!
Yeah.
Well, Beth, I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now. That's why, in honor of Chris and Almost Human and the rest of the guys in Almost Human, that's why our producer's Beth today.
Yeah, exactly. Now, beginning, and we've talked a lot of sports here the last couple of shows.
Yeah.
Kentucky Derby, but this feels like the next couple of weeks really is going to be about music.
Me and the boys have been playing.
Yeah, exactly. And
a few more hours.
This, and again, we have announced the lineup
for
the Music in the Park series and talk about some good bands.
Well, I was going to cover this at the end of the show right before we left, but I mean, I'm just so excited.
Yeah,
it's going to be so good.
The spirit of Earth, Wind, and Fire making a return trip here a couple of years ago. 9 musicians. I was just going to ask you. So that's 9 people. Is that stage going to be big enough for those guys? We made it work last time.
Okay.
Made it work last time. And then, of course, the one that you can hardly wait for. It's the Beatles versus the Stones.
And when their bus pulls up out in front of Penny Playground, there's going to be some serious stuff.
So they're in Bend, Oregon the weekend before, and they're touring. They're out on tour, and they're not driving around in a Volkswagen van. They have a full tour bus. They're playing casinos and small theaters all across the country.
Does that affect how they sound? Yeah. Okay, if you guys are what kind of vehicle are you driving? Well, we're in a Prius. Okay, well, you can't play here.
No, you can't. How do you get all your equipment in there?
Yeah, they put it up on top of the truck or the Prius or whatever.
That's no good.
They got a couple of canopies on it.
This is a big time act that's coming.
You got a Rambler.
Rambler. They got a Ford Esquire LTD station wagon.
I think there was some kind of a story.
I think Barry Williams is the driver.
Yeah, and then he challenged Marcia to that driving contest. We all know what happened with that. Yeah, she got all freaked out and she ran over that egg.
I thought he did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, exactly. Marcia won. Of course, Marcia
won. Let that be a lesson to you, Barry. Didn't we talk to Barry one time?
Oh, he was an angry man. Right? Yes, we did. I think so.
Well, we talked to David Cassidy one time. And I just love David Cassidy, and he was in no mood for us.
No, we made him mad.
Of course, I didn't make him mad. I was being polite, and then you chimed in. I know this story. You probably heard it many times. Paul says, "Oh, what about Bonaducci?" Of course, Bonaducci at that point was doing some things.
Yeah,
I mean, even Danny, if you're watching, you can't deny that. I mean, it was like
he was boxing and doing other things like that. He was, I think he was on the same card as Tanya Harding at one point.
Didn't he beat up like Barry Livingston or something? Tanya. Now there's somebody we should get on the show.
Wow. Well, I don't know if we can have her on the show. It is no smoking in here, so it's a non-smoke.
That's true. That's true. Well, we can, we could go to her.
Wait. There's no smoking up here? I have a problem.
What are you talking about, Beth?
I'm out. I can't do this anymore if there's no smoking up here.
What do you think?
What do you mean? You're with child. You can't smoke.
It's a joke, Mohney. Come on. It's the Mohney Show. Jeez.
Again, back to David Letterman. They'd come back from a commercial break and he'd be over here putting his cigar out.
Yeah.
Carson, hold on a second here.
Carson never even hit it.
By the way, in case you guys don't know what this thing is, this is Denny Murray's ashtray.
It's an ashtray, yes.
Yeah, he had this in his house forever.
Yep, that's where you put your
I kept it. Most of the time it was heaping full of merit. There was a lot of Merit cigarettes in there.
Merit. Hey, what do you think Tanya Harding's voice sounds like right now?
Think her what?
Her voice. What do you think it sounds like right now?
You know what? I'm not going to comment on anything that has to do with Tanya because she's too damn close.
Why do I think it's kind of like Selma from Night Court?
Well, no, it's like, isn't it?
Judge, how you doing, Judge? we got.
No, it's a Big Bang Theory. Isn't it?
Howard's mother.
In fact, I think she played that part, didn't it? Maybe she was. Anyway, we're getting way off topic here.
How'd that happen?
I'd like to take a break because I want to get going with Chris from Almost Human here, and we're making these folks that come on. Of course, you can fast forward too, I guess. right?
Yeah, they can.
I hate to say it, but I mean, I watch enough YouTube. It's like, okay, well, I'm watching a police chase here. Okay, let's just get to the end of it here. Okay.
Okay, let's go. Before I say something, and let's just go.
All right, let's go.
Let's do that.
Okay, so Chris with Almost Human, the big Kiss tribute band, coming up right after. We're going to take a break here, so. Well, then take the break, for crying out, Mohney. Okay, back after this on the Mohney Show. Do you have a busted zipper or ripped jeans? Don't toss it, repair it. Volunteer fixers are ready to repair bicycles, hand tools, small appliances, or anything else that the fixers can fix. In honor of Earth Day, the Lewis County Master Recycler Composters present the Repair and Sustainability Fair on Saturday, April 27th from 10 to 2 at Centralia College. Join the fun. There's kids' crafts, hourly door prizes, and much more. Reduce landfill waste and save money at the Repair Fair on Saturday, April 27th at Centralia College. For more information, 360-740-1216. The Mohney Show is proud to be with Chris Buick right now. It's Almost Human. This is a Kiss tribute band. You can see all the stuff behind Chris right there. Hey, welcome to the Mohney Show.
Thanks for having me.
And like I said before, you guys, you really replicate Kiss. I mean, the first time I saw you was at the Little Creek. It's been about a year and a half ago, and I mean, you just nailed it. I mean, you guys are really good. I mean, right off the bat, when did give me some background? When did you guys start, and up to the time, who designed those costumes? Man, they're dead on.
Right. Well, the band existed I think 2013, but I'm the new guy, and so I got pre-COVID, and gigs got canceled. But we're all Kiss nerds, huge Kiss fans. We're little kids, and the costumes are something you can buy, and everybody has sort of altered theirs, and there's some homemade parts and pieces, but there's a few people around the country and Canada who make really pro-looking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so mine's kind of a mishmash of stuff. And I try and do a costume change, mid-show. But yeah, the costumes got to be pretty dead on. If you just get them from the Halloween store online, they just look,
Yeah, they just look like you're, a hobbyist, and you guys obviously are not hobbyists. I mean, not only are the costumes great, the onstage presence is, I mean, it replicates the band. And there's times when I look up there and say, when you're just checking you guys out, watching the show, it's like, whoa, this is they're replicating this very well. And even, you guys really look like the band too. I mean, you're about the same size as Paul Stanley.
Well, I think Paul's probably a little taller than me, actually. But yeah, it's good when you have a tribute band to have everybody be roughly the right size and shape. It's distracting if you have one guy that's too short or too wide or something weird.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, hey, you can have the biggest, Kiss nerd or whatever, a guy that knows every single song and is an excellent bass player. But if he's 5'6" and a triple X, he doesn't look like Gene, does he?
No. There's a few out there. I'd seen a pretty bad Kiss tribute band a long time ago in Spokane, and that was my first tribute band I ever saw.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be at least 12, 15 years ago.
Right.
And I don't remember their name, and I wouldn't say it anyway. But man, they were just so bad. And they had sound problems, and their guitars were out of tune, and I felt bad for them. But I'm like, man, I never wanted to do that. That's embarrassing. And so when I first joined this band, I really checked it out to make sure they were legit and sounded good and looked good. And because I have to travel. I'm from Spokane. They all live in the Seattle area.
Right.
So I'm like, if I'm going to commit to this has to be good.
So they had the band up and going, and then they lost their Paul Stanley person, or how'd that work out?
Yes, I think I'm the third Paul Stanley in the band, and the guy in my position before me, great guy, local legend in Seattle. He's in a couple other tribute bands, and he's really good. So I had some shoes to fill, and so I think it turned out good, and I love being Paul Stanley.
So how long have you been in this band?
Just sort of pre-COVID.
Okay,
like right before. Yeah.
Okay, so it's pretty recent, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, for me, I mean, but not 3-4 years.
So how do you guys practice? You told me this story, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, we mostly practice online, and there's an app similar to the one that we're using. It's called Jam Kazam.
Okay.
And you got to have a good internet connection. And usually we kill the video feed once we all say hi to each other because it eats up some bandwidth. But it's really miraculous because we're playing in real time with the drummer. I'm in Spokane, one guy's in Woodinville, White Center, Kenmore. So I mean, we're all like at home with headphones on, playing in real time. It's cool.
Boy, that's something else, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought of that, 15, 20 years ago?
Yeah. And what's funny is that we started, sort of early and pre-COVID, and the app itself was sort of a ghost app. The developers had kind of just left it sit out there, and it still functioned, but you kind of had to tweak it yourself to make it work. And then I think probably they discovered they had a lot of traffic during COVID, and then they kind of got back to it, and now they're charging subscriptions. But it's awesome. It's really good.
So what are the, you guys do all the hits of Kiss. What are some of the deep cuts that, the Kiss Army fans show up and they're like, whoa, I can't believe they're doing that, man. What are some of those tunes?
I love the deep cuts, and if you ever were to be at one of our rehearsals, we have a lot of fun, and we play all the deep cuts. And what's funny is that usually we can knock them out in like 1.5 takes because they're all in our brain since we were in junior high.
Oh yeah,
we'll do like Parasite, Not to Choose, Take Me, a lot of stuff. Rocket Ride, we love the deep cuts.
And as we talk about the deep cuts, I do have to totally acknowledge my dear friend Eric Vaskalaskis, because he's the one that took me to the Almost Human Kiss show at the Little Creek for the first time when I saw you guys, and then we recently saw you. Is that Billy Blues where we saw you
down in Vancouver?
Yeah, Vancouver.
Yeah.
Great show that night as well. And he's of course Kiss Army, and exactly like you. I mean, I would say I'm probably from the early '90s of a Kiss fan, and he's just way back, just like you. In fact, his license plate on his car is Destroyer. But yeah, so I have to say thanks to Eric for that, because he was really perking up when you guys were playing some of those tunes at Billy Blues, the real the obscure good stuff there. Yeah. And I would imagine it's fun for you guys to look out in the audience and see people that are singing, right?
I love seeing people singing the words back to me, and that's how I really tell who's a hardcore Kiss fan. If they know all the words, Got to Choose, or something odd like that, I'm singing to them.
So how did you get in the band? I mean, how did you guys connect initially? I mean, it's kind of an odd thing. I mean, were you looking to get into a Kiss tribute band? They needed somebody, or?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I was in a
because you have a full-time job.
Yes, I do. I'm adulting.
And to interrupt you, just I guess I'm going to ask this question before you answer that one. But I was laughing about this because I was telling my wife he shows up to do his job because you were I guess out in Idaho yesterday doing, I don't know if you want me to tell you people what you do, but you're doing that, and it would be so funny if they knew that you had 6 foot heels and you were Paul Stanley.
That is funny. And I'm sorry if I'm speaking at a weird tempo because I have this delay in my head. It's okay. But I've had a few customers, check me out on Facebook or some other way, but I give them my card and then they have my name.
Right.
A few of them have looked me up and they're like, "Are you this guy?" And I have to say, "Yeah, that's my other job."
That's my alias on the, not even on weekends, but just when you're out doing the gig, and we're gonna put some pictures up as we do the interview here. But I'm looking at a picture right now that's on your guys' website. Man, I mean, you look just like Paul in this picture.
Well, I can't see it, but thanks.
That's it's a really good picture. What are you playing as far as guitars? I mean, are you are you partial to Les Paul or Gibson or what? I mean, or you're not going to play a Rickenbacker because that's not Paul. But I mean,
right.
What's your favorite one to play?
Well, I have to be sort of accurate, to sell the illusion. So over here, I've got these Ibanez Iceman guitars. You can see them on the wall behind me.
Yep, I can see those. Yeah, that's the picture I'm looking at. You're playing the Ibanez there hanging on the wall.
Right. So that's his signature guitar he's had since, the Love Gun tour, or 77-ish. And so I have a few of those. And also you see the pointy one, the white flying V.
Yep.
And I'm kind of partial to the older, mid-late 70s Kiss. So I'm most excited about playing guitars like that. And I have an Explorer. He didn't play that much, but I really like the look of it. So I do a little bit of a mishmash as far as my look and the eras and the costume. So I'll put on some feathery armbands and switch guitars kind of halfway through the show. And anyway, it's fun.
How long have you been playing guitar?
47 years.
Wow. So you picked it up on 47. That would put you sixth grade. Yeah, sixth grade.
But before that, I was practicing really hard with a tennis racket.
I was gonna say
Christmas tree lights in my room, and jumping around like I was in Kiss.
Yeah, it was summertime 1977. I went down to see my cousins in San Diego, and we replicated the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl with tennis rackets and brooms and stuff like that. We were pretty good.
Yeah, I bet.
I think we all do that, don't we?
Yeah. I've heard that story so many times, from, I guess, all fans, but especially Kiss fans, Oh,
yeah, there's been a lot of Kiss in there. Again, my friend Eric hipped me to Kiss, and I've seen him probably, like I said, I don't know the exact count, maybe 6 or 7 times. I've seen him in Vegas and did see the final show up in BC, Canada. And boy, that was something. Yeah, that was really cool up there. What does your family think? What's your wife think about being married to Paul Stanley, AKA?
That's a great question.
Do they come and watch you?
She has, yeah.
Yeah.
But she's been married to this guy for a long time. So she's seen like all the bands I've been in. And at this point, there's a lot of eye rolling on her part.
What about your kids?
With this band.
You got a couple of boys. Are they like, oh man, Dad? Is there?
Yeah.
I guess is there a point where we get too old that we're not supposed to do this? Because I don't think that's going to happen with you.
Probably not. We joke about what's the nursing home going to look like with me and my friends. It's going to be loud because we'll all be deaf. And I feel sorry for the people taking care of us.
Well, keep on doing it. In fact, the next show that we're going to talk about is coming up on the 27th of April. Have you guys played this venue before?
We have. We did it probably a year ago or thereabouts. It's a fun venue. It's the Lime in Kirkland. It's a little bit similar to what you saw in Vancouver.
Okay.
But it's a really fun place. It's always a fun crowd. It's always packed. And the staff is great. They treat us good. And it's a fun gig.
Do people need to get tickets to go to this show, or?
I believe it's a free show.
Okay. And that's
so if I'm wrong, sue me.
Well, I think we'll just check the website. So it's the Lime in Kirkland, right?
Yes.
Okay, because that's the big thing about the interview here. I want folks to join us and just really get a taste of what you guys are all about. I mean, I'm a super fan now. This is really cool.
Thank you.
We'll be up there to watch you guys again. And what about the set list? Do you guys change it up at different shows? Do you keep the same one or what?
Yeah, we change it up. So if we do a short, well, not short, but an hour or an hour and a half is pretty typical. If we have an opening act or multiple, bands, we'll stick to more of the hit for the people that aren't just nerds. They want to hear Shout It Out Loud. And
right.
I Was Made for Loving You and Rock and Roll All Night and Peach Boy Rock City. And so there's actually a lot of hits that are sort of universal. But for example, at our next show in Kirkland at the Lime, we're playing a pretty long show. It's 2+ hours. So we're bringing out the deep cut.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and
it'll be
you can look at the Kiss Army folks when you play I Was Made for Loving You, and they just roll their eyes and
they still like it.
I know. It's like I could never understand that. It's like, wow, I don't know why they did that. I love that song.
It was a big hit for them. And I feel like the last few years, I just have listened to more Kiss than ever at this age, even than when I was a kid. And so now we're doing another deep cut off that album. We're doing a song called Sure Knows Something. And it's always been one of my favorites, but kind of in a closet way, because it's, they changed their sound up a little bit on that Dynasty album. They had that disco song and there was a little bit of poppy stuff. But it was a really great Paul Stanley song. And so I'm super excited to do it. We've already done it in public and we're going to keep doing it.
You got to hand it to those guys. I mean, that was a tough era back then when disco hit. It's like, what do we do here? I mean, you had to kind of adjust a little bit. I mean, the Stones came out with Miss You, and I mean, it was a strange time until things kind of rotated back into rock and roll. What about Hard Luck Woman?
We actually love that song, and we've done it unplugged. And our drummer Scott Hunt sings the hell out of it. And we tried to do it live like this did with electric guitars, and it just didn't have the same vibe.
Yeah.
And we kind of were like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good tune, though. Hey, tell us a little bit about the other guys. So you've got Gene Simmons, and that guy's name's Joe.
Joe Dredd.
Tell us about him. How long has he been playing bass?
There's a lot to tell about Joe. He is the longest standing member of the band.
Okay.
And I defer to him on a lot of stuff. And the joke is he's been doing Gene Simmons almost as long as Gene Simmons.
Wow.
He's met him several times.
Oh, nice.
I think Gene probably knows him on site. He's hard to miss.
Yeah,
he's a big guy.
Tall.
Yeah, he's tall without the boots.
Yeah, he is.
He's taller than Gene Simmons. And Gene was giving him crap about it. I was like, damn, you're taller than me. So, but he's really into it. And he wants it to be accurate and correct and just he's really a detail guy, and I appreciate that. And he was at first very intimidating. I had to audition for this band, which is weird because normally I either know guys or I start the band or whatever.
Right.
So I think it's the first time I auditioned for strangers, and he was very intimidating because he's this big.
Yeah.
And I did my homework to see who was who. So I really felt like all these guys are high level. I hope they like me. So. Yeah. But yeah, Joe's a great guy. He puts a lot of work into it, and he really cares and takes it personally. So I appreciate him very much for
that. It completely shows.
Thank you.
At Billy Blues, I was actually outside when you guys pulled up in the van. I think I told you this, and then you guys came in the back door there, and it looked like Kiss was coming in the back door. I mean, people were like, "Oh, they're here, man." And you guys, again, I mean, you really look like the band. Ace Frehley, Paul
Rico, Shock B.
Man,
I love Paul. He is also a super detail guy.
He is.
I mean, I've been playing guitar a long time, but I never learned all the Kiss songs, all the guitar solos, note for note. And I've done a lot of homework on other Kiss tribute bands. And I would put Paul at the very top of all the Ace Frehleys. He knows those solos note for note. And all the guitar players I know, they're looking at each other like, yeah, he nailed it.
Now that's what makes this band so fun to watch, is because you guys are accurate, and there's no cutting corners, and the details really matter.
They really do. Hard.
Peter, Chris, Scott
Hunt on the drums. Scott Hunt
nails it.
He nails it, and then some.
Yes.
So he kind of puts on his own show, like the whole show.
He does.
I mean, he's throwing sticks, catching them, and he does all the stunts. And to be honest, he's a much better drummer than Peter Chris was. And
sorry, Peter.
Yeah, but Scott is just so good, and he makes it look easy, the same way like Eddie Van Halen made it look easy.
Oh man,
he's playing something amazing, but he's laughing about it while he's doing it, and that's the way Scott is. And he's just an epic drummer, and he's a good singer. He really is, and it's a joy to have four guys that can sing and work out the harmony. Yeah.
Because sometimes, I would say most of the time drummers are drumming, I mean, there's only a few of them that actually sing.
Yeah. And to do that, to put it in musical terms, trading blunt drums is a staccato thing, which is just like, choppy, boom tap. And singing is a legato thing. So you're like, So you're doing two different things with your brain, and I really respect drummers who can sing that.
It's legato. Tough. It's but it's tough to play guitar and sing too.
Yeah,
I mean, that probably took you a while when you were first learning how to play guitar to start singing along, and still doing everything you needed to do when you were playing guitar.
Yeah, I feel like it was pure luck or bad luck when I was a kid, is that I couldn't find anybody else to sing. When you're 10 to 14, everything's embarrassing and nobody wants to sing. But I was determined to be in a band, so I always sang.
I know. Nobody wants to sing. You sing, man. No, I don't want to sing. Oh, we'll just do instrumentals.
Yeah.
No, we can't.
My very first band was me and my cousin, and it turns out the third guy was also my cousin, but at the time we didn't know it.
Okay. Wow.
So it was three guys, and our band was called Black Diamond, and we only played Kiss songs. And we just had me on guitar, the two other guys switched off on drums, and then the third guy was supposed to be singing in a microphone. We had no other instrument, one guitar. And so we had a handful of songs, Do You Love Me, Making Love, and Black Diamond, of course, a couple others. And we were terrible, but it was so fun. But every time I turned around, neither one of those guys is singing. So one guy's standing there at the microphone, not singing.
Uh-huh.
The drummer, who I had to teach to play drums, I was not qualified. He's not singing either. So I just ended up being the singer.
You know, in those early bands, you have to be bad to be good later on, right?
Yeah, no one is born knowing how to do it.
You just everybody goes through it.
Yeah.
What was the first show that you guys did with Almost Human? And well, I guess maybe the first show that you were, in the band. Were you nervous the first show?
Oh, scared to death.
Yeah.
Um,
Where was it? Was
yeah.
it a big venue or was it smaller? Or?
It was actually one of the best places we've ever played. And it was at Northern Quest Casino. I can see it from my mailbox here in Spokane.
Uh-huh.
If I walk up to the mailbox, I can see the top of the casino.
Oh, wow.
But
okay.
big casino, they get big national acts.
Okay.
Bands from the 80s and, like I'm going to go see Sammy Hagar in August.
Wow.
Anyway, so big stage.
Uh-huh.
And it was sort of, I think, mid-late COVID. No, wait, it was New Year's Eve.
Oh.
And because it's a casino and tribal sovereign nation, all of that, they didn't advertise it, and there wasn't a lot of people there. But the crew at the casino hadn't done their normal job for like a year or so, and so we had all the lights, the camera crew, everything they could do. They threw at this show, and it was my first show, so I hadn't worn a wig in public ever. That's frightening.
Yeah.
Because you see all the videos of the guys losing their wig or it catches on fire or whatever. But really the most scary thing was the boots. And so at that time, I didn't have my own boots. And so I wore Joe's extra boots. And I kind of decorated them to look like the correct era boots. But they fit really good. But they were just so tall and so heavy. And I practiced walking around in them and, exercises and just trying to, whatever it was, always uncomfortable. And the thing is they're real tippy. So normal guitar players stand with their feet wide apart. You make the face.
Right, yeah,
The wider the feet, the higher the note, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that in those boots because they will roll over. And so I learned quickly things that women have known forever about walking in heels. You got to point your shoes the direction you're going. No pivoting, right? And you got to watch out for stairs and ramps and uneven surfaces, cables. A lot of learning curve.
Were there any?
So now I have some different boots that are much lighter, and the base of them is wider. I can do jumping jacks them.
Oh, geez, that's nice.
They're great, but I had to kind of make them myself.
Did you have any accidents with the other boots? Any falls?
I think I stumbled at least once per show in those boots. I almost fell going down some stairs at a theater show, but I was kind of off stage. I grabbed the stair rail.
So nobody
could totally
see.
eat it.
Yeah.
And then I did eat it, after a show, an outdoor festival show, like on dirt and grass, off stage. So no major injuries.
Well, Gene's had his, he's had his times too with the boots up on stage. I mean, I think he kind of fell backwards at one point. I mean, that's a lot of gear. I mean, how much he has the most, I guess the heaviest stuff on, doesn't he?
Bulkiest,
yeah. The bulkiest, yeah. And what do you think how much does your costume weigh, do you think?
Almost nothing. I I'm wearing a stretchy,
yeah,
dancer suit with boots. So the boots are the heaviest thing, but other than that's not real heavy. But Joe, his costume's heavy, and some of it he has like an armor suit,
right.
and it's plastic and it's not real breathable, and so he really has the most challenging costume.
Well, it's all good, and it's just I mean, it's a pleasure to see you guys, and you guys are just going to continue this, aren't you?
Yeah, no plans to quit. Things are getting better all the time, and yeah, the ball's rolling. So we're looking for some real personal management. Right now, I take care of that and the booking, but I really would like to have someone who actively managed us and was looking for gigs for us other than me.
Well, I mean, and that's going to be an easy job because it's not like somebody's going, "Hey, I got these guys," and then somebody looks at you, sees you on the website or whatever, and says, "Oh, well, no, thanks." I mean, as soon as people see you, I mean, you guys are, you guys have got to be in the top, 3. Wouldn't you say? I mean, Kiss tribute. I mean, there's quite a few of them out there, but you guys are superb.
Thank you so much. And
an easy sell is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, all the Kiss bands in true Kiss form have to say they're the best something.
Right.
Right. So you have to be the biggest, the best, whatever.
Well, you wanted the best. You got the best, right?
Right. Right. So we have planted our flag on being the West Coast premier Kiss tribute. But there's a lot of them. There's a lot of bad ones or just mediocre ones.
Right.
And that's actually a bit of a sore subject. So there's some national touring Kiss tributes that I think are generally agreed that aren't terrific. But they get some of the gigs that we want locally, like in the Seattle area. And then there's also Mini Kiss.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And everybody probably knows what they do. They're little people that dress up like Kiss. And from what I can tell, there's some lip syncing, or at least the tracks are recorded and maybe they sing along, but it's not like they're singing and playing.
Well, see, that's another thing. That was one of my last. I guess not even a question, but a statement is: you guys are playing all of the instruments. You're very good musicians, so that puts you. I mean, that puts you ahead right there.
Right. Well, the only tracks that we have are for Beth. We don't have any pianos on stage.
Right.
And then we have some tracks for our walkout, introduction. But yeah, and to be honest, we're probably not techy enough to have useful tracks.
So the next show again, that's the 27th of April.
Saturday, April 27th.
We hope folks can make it out. If somebody watching right now wants to hire you, you guys are starting to fill up as far as the rest of the year goes, but they can get a hold of you, right?
Yeah, they can reach me at Kiss Tribute, almosthuman@gmail.com.
Okay. Chris, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today. It's been fantastic. And I will see you at the show on the 27th. I will talk to you before that because on a personal note, man, it's good to get to know people that are like-minded. You rock.
Yeah. I would love to talk with you and Eric, and maybe when I'm not working so much, we can just have a beer and talk about Kiss stuff.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you. And just have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, you too.
All right,
bye, everyone.
At Tyler Rental, quality equipment and helpful counter pros save you costly delays. For projects big and small, Tyler has Genie man lifts and forklifts, Deere excavators, welders, and generators, plus new tools from Steel, Milwaukee, and Hilti. While you're in the store, shop for hard hats, safety glasses, gloves, hearing protection, and much more. Contractors and homeowners depend on Tyler Rental for selection and well-maintained equipment to avoid downtime. Tyler Rental, 153 Hamilton Road, south of Chehalis. And we're back on the Mohney Show. That was fantastic to talk with Chris from Almost Human. Nice guy. Again, lives over in Spokane, and a total, just a Kiss guru with the rest of the guys in the band. And it was really fun to talk to him. So the show, again, is at the Lime, and it's on Saturday, April 27th. Starts at 8 o'clock, and I believe that's a free show.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Chris was talking about.
All right.
But it's up in Kirkland. And I think you get on the 405, and it's really not that bad of a drive. So if you want to go see Almost Human, and you can, of course, check their website, Almost Human, as well. But, man, we've got a lot of events that are coming up, and I did want to cover some of these, and then you have some stuff to talk about as well.
Sure, yeah, we can throw in
So Earth Day, well, let me get my pointer.
Earth Day
is right there. Earth Day is the 22nd this year. And we had Melanie on from Lewis County Solid Waste, and just a lot of stuff going on. But to help clean up Chehalis, Chehalis Earth Day community cleanup comes up on Saturday. So this coming Saturday from 10 to 2, and this is at the Lewis County Historical Museum. Now, Beth gave me this. So folks they just meet over there, right?
Yeah, it's a great event. We've gone in the past. We've taken our kids before. Should mention anybody under 18, I believe they do have to have a parent with them for this. But it's great. People are in vests. They give you the tools that they have as far as picking up litter. It's just really nice to be outside on a nice day with your community, right?
Absolutely. And, to the people that litter and just throw crap all over the place, why don't you join us?
Just stop it.
Stop it.
How about stopping it, first of all?
We don't feel like picking up we will, because we want our town to look nice. But, I see that the garbage is all over there, over by the steam train. Somebody parked their keister over there and made a big mess. So
of course,
maybe we can get that cleaned up as well. But again, Chehalis Earth Day, this is the cleanup. And it gets underway at 10 o'clock at the Lewis County Historical Museum. Yes.
I guarantee you, I know one person will be there for sure.
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum.
Yes, he will.
Yeah, he does that on a regular basis anyway. This is like his Super Bowl of cleanup coming up from the mayor.
There's a lot of folks that make their way to these cleanup events, and we thank all of them. You see people on, with their vests on, going down the side of the road picking up, and thank you for that. When you get done with that, you might think about this. The 20th, Saturday, this coming Saturday, it's the 27th annual Brewfest at the Olympic Club in downtown Centralia.
Okay.
So just kind of down the street, down the road from us, and it's a big deal. Obviously, it's been going on for 27 years. It's 12 noon, so it starts at 12 noon, goes until 10 o'clock. And it's really cool because you go from like different brewery to different brewery, and it's inside and it's outside, and you get to try your little, your testers.
I'll tell you a good feature story we need to do.
Yeah.
Is we need to get someone from McMenamins
and
just talk about the whole business. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, of course, one here, of course, just down the street, but
right.
The things that they do, where'd this come from? The whole story of that.
I'll tell you what, again, they've got their passport thing where you go to each one and you get, points or whatever. You get the punch. Beth's got something.
I just wanted to add regarding Brewfest. I'm looking on the McMenamins website here. There is one bunk bed room left for that night. So
yes, hey, those rooms.
They're awesome.
Those are really cool. Yeah. I mean, that's a fantastic place to stay.
I'm sorry.
What,
folks? I know there's a lot of you out there like me.
All right.
I'm not sharing a bathroom. I need my own bathroom.
I knew this.
Walking down the hall.
I knew this is where we were going.
Sorry, but
I knew it.
For those that
what do you like, Costanza?
Yes. You're gonna
have Solitude.
Yes.
What do you have to have, like a record player in there playing music?
I need privacy.
Yeah.
I just do.
All right.
But for those who enjoy it, I understand it is a great experience.
We were going along just fine. I knew as soon as he mentioned that there was one room left that you were going to go nuts about the bathroom.
I'm sorry. That's just how
You can board yourself up in that bathroom.
Yeah. bring my own door.
It has a lock on it.
Occupied.
I was just there.
Paul, they give you the fluffy white robes to walk around in. I mean, they make it a nice.
All right,
experience.
let's get past this. Okay. I wanted to talk about the Brewfest.
Yes.
Again, this is you're ruining it again. This is at McMenamin's in downtown Centralia.
I would like to go to Brewfest. I think we will go to Brewfest.
Yes, you will go to Brewfest.
Is there food in there too? I know they have a regular menu.
You can.
Do you think they're going to do like certain little appetizers?
I don't have the answer to that, but I know that there's a vast menu.
Yep.
At the Ole Club.
No question.
I do know there's a lot of live music for the entire, the whole thing.
Okay.
And if it starts to pour down rain, they always have, they have it set up outside where there's tents and you can get underneath there, and there's always a fire out there. As far as the forecast, it looks like it's supposed to be dry.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's pretty cool. But this is a really fun event, and boy, they had great live music last year.
Did they?
Yeah, I went. It was really a lot of fun.
Go, yeah.
Well, Eric goes.
Okay.
That's who we should call.
Well, yeah. Hey, Eric.
I mean, he's the authority on McMenamin's and the punch card.
Okay. What else do we have going on?
I lost my train of thought. You know that?
All right, Frank. Moving on.
Okay. We had Melanie Case. I'm not laughing at you, Melanie. Yeah. Paul did it to me again. She was on the broadcast talking about the Repair and Sustainability Fair.
Yeah.
And that's on Saturday, April 27th, 10 to 2 at Centralia College. In the it's the Swift Center, right, Beth?
Yes. Yeah, it's the Swift Center that's over. Well, I guess it depends on where you're standing, but it is right across the street from Washington Hall, Performing Arts Center.
So if you have a busted zipper, if you have ripped jeans, I've got that. Maybe I should take my jacket over there.
You should. Did you hear what she said about every time they repair something?
Yeah.
And they ring a bell, and it's a big party. So, yeah, you should take your jacket.
I'll take my jacket over there. It's got a little pocket that's got a hole in it.
All right. Yeah.
If you have a bicycle that needs fixed, small electronics, appliances, and this doesn't include your big refrigerator you want fixed. You and Tony. I can just see you and Tony dragging some big, huge appliance down there.
No, if they're going to fix your pocket, I'm just going to bring my underwear band. Can you fix this? I got this part. Can you fix the rest of it?
They can sharpen knives,
okay.
hand tools.
All right.
They've got fixers, and they fix all kinds of stuff. There's hourly door prizes, kids crafts. There's a free stuff swap area.
Oh.
So if you have something,
you got stuff that you don't want anymore,
right?
Just let someone,
take it down there, and somebody might want your stuff, and then if you see stuff that you want, then
take it.
I think that's what that needs. Again, it's the Repair and Sustainability Fair. It's on Saturday, the 27th, 10 to 2, Centralia College. Hold on, I'm going to cue her in the
Swift Center.
There you go.
Ooh, good job, Beth.
That was nice. Toledo Community Recycling Event. Again, that's on the 27th, 10 to 2. Household hazardous waste collection, unwanted or leftover household chemicals, those fluorescent lights. You can take 10 of the lights. That's the way I said that. Lights.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
5 gallons of motor oil, 5 gallons of antifreeze, 5 gallons of cooking oil, and customers must leave containers at the event. So you can't go, taking this thing home, Mildred. No, you're not. Yard waste drop-off, glass recycling, and this is at the South County Regional Park at 212 Ray Road in Toledo.
All right, there you go.
That's on the 27th. Again, Earth Day is
part of the spring cleaning here.
It is.
Clean it out.
Earth Day is on the 22nd. We should have why don't we have some pastries or something on Earth Day? Have some donuts in the...
Okay.
Well,
I don't know the tie-in here. I mean,
there is no tie-in. How about a cookie?
Off.
All right.
Talking about pastries. Right.
This one's a little bit later on. Community Recycling Day. The Community Recycling Day. It's on May 11th, Paul.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Again, man, this is a popular time, 10 to 2. Lewis County Road Shop at 111 Pleasant Valley Road in Winlock. So this is out in Winlock.
Okay.
That's Winlock's turn, May 11th.
May 11th, which is perfect timing because it's exactly the week between the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness.
Right. So Kentucky Derby, clean things up.
Yep.
Preakness.
There you go.
I'm glad that was the tie-in there. And just like the other one, 10 fluorescent lights, 5 gallons of motor oil, antifreeze. Same thing. You have to leave the containers at the events. Yep. Scrap metal recycling.
Okay.
Any old motors around the house, Paul?
Actually, I do.
Yeah.
Tell Tony, would you quit collecting these?
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of my clients didn't want it anymore. Well, does it run? I don't know.
No, and then get rid of it. 10 to 1 sensitive document shredding.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I think that Advil you gave me is
sensitive.
No, I just think it's affecting my speech.
It's Aleve.
Oh, that's Aleve.
Oh yeah, I gave Steve some Aleve because he hurt his back.
Got a little achy back here.
Achy back there. My dad.
Oh yeah, here's a good story. Okay, I'm taking my glasses off for this one, Paul. I love this story.
My dad.
Yeah.
You know,
your dad character.
Well, you know, when he was 85, he passed away at 85, but he had fallen and hurt his wrist and leg and things like that, and he was hurt. And I said, "Well, you want to? I got some Aleve here. You want an Aleve? I'm not getting hooked on that crap. Get that away from me."
Isn't this a man that smoked for
70 years?
70 years?
Smoked and drank for 70 years and still did.
Yeah.
I go, Aleve?
Well,
okay. So I had to go find some Anison for him.
Anison. Did it come in a little metal container?
Oh yeah, Anison and Bayer.
Yeah. Bayer and Anison. Oh boy, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah. I go, hey,
love
you want me to go see if I can find some buffering while I'm out there looking for the Anison, for crying out loud? I'll get you a 6-pack of Tab too. How about that? So
I think your dad would have went more for the animal beer.
No, he wanted Buckhorn.
So let me ask you this, because did your dad? He worked at the brewery, right?
No, he was a teacher.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yes. Did they make?
By the way, since you were talking about donuts, when he was a teacher at Olympia High School in the 70s, he had a hard and fast rule: if you were tardy, if you brought him a donut, you were good.
See, that's the tie-in. That's the tie-in that I was looking for Earth Day.
Yes.
I knew you'd tell us a story about your dad.
Hey.
Well, what would your mom say about?
Don't know.
About
no, I can't say it.
Come on.
No, I know we have no FCC, but unless you want me to go into a string of expletives here.
Okay, so what about the time that your dad was working on your Maverick or whatever out, and it was in the garage, or your pickup truck?
His truck.
Yeah, it caught on fire.
Well, he dropped a cigarette in the carburetor. So he walks into the house and says, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we probably should get out of the house. The truck's on fire.
What'd your mom say? What'd your mom say?
Well, why did you do that? You stupid. Geez, you're such a
lovely couple.
Yeah, yes. So we went in calmly, got some baking soda, and
put it on the car.
I don't know if the truck ever ran again after that, to tell you the
truth. There's no need for it.
So,
I can see the two of them down at the Eagles Club.
You know, if you I wrote a piece that I put on my Facebook page after talking to my brother, and neither one of them were around for COVID and the lockdown and all that. And so I wrote a piece on what I think it would have sounded like,
right,
of them dealing with COVID and the lockdown and things.
That
like
had
that.
to be.
So I should dig that up somewhere.
Highly entertaining. Yeah, that's
everyone that knew my folks commented, "Oh my God, Spot on. That's exactly what they would have done and said.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't very much fun. That's for sure.
No. And just knowing their personalities.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean I can't go to the tavern? There would have been a lot of problems there. Got a lot of problems
with you people. Okay, so I think we covered most of the events here.
Yeah. Oh, real quick.
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm sorry. No, we didn't.
Go ahead. No,
See, I do this every time.
Beth, go ahead,
Beth has 2 more events that we're going to cover. I'm sorry.
Oh, buckle up. I have a few more than that.
Okay.
That we didn't talk about
Go
yet.
right ahead.
Let's do it.
First of all, I would like to mention the Spring Vendor Blender happening at the Jester Auto Museum on Saturday, April 20th.
Yes.
That is organized by Gemini Events. If you are a fan of shopping local, it does not get more local than a vendor event like this.
Right.
Truly.
Okay.
So
I was just thinking about one too, so keep going.
Right. Also, that we should mention this Saturday, the 420 Barn Dance at the Juice Box featuring the Deer Crow String Band.
Okay.
Which should be good. The Juice Box seems like they know how to pick them. I'm a fan.
Smoke them if you got them.
It is 420. You're right. They labeled it that way. Speaking of 420, also happening this Saturday is the Dope Show at McFiler's. Are you familiar with the concept of this event?
I think a little bit. Isn't it? It's I don't know. Tell me.
Okay. So the comedian comes out, or whatever the slate of comedians that night, and they do one set of comedy. And then they go backstage. They get absolutely ripped out of their skulls, as they would say at Fast Times at Ridgemont. And then they come back and they do another set for the crowd. So you get to compare.
Really? That's a good idea.
That is the concept. Okay. So, yes, this is a return event to McFiler's Theater.
That's a pretty good idea.
It's this Saturday. You mentioned this is the Sustainability and Repair Fair. That's next Saturday. Also, next Saturday, April 27th, is a DJ dance party at McFiler's as well. So you could mark your calendars for that.
That place is really nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
and now I'm out of events.
Well, I think that I didn't have this one in front of me, but isn't the big, huge garage sale at the Southwest Washington Fairgrounds? I think that is this Saturday.
I'm going to look right now for you.
Yeah, so look that one up. And I think if you'd like to get in early, it's $5. So you should send Tony over there to shop for more stuff that maybe you need.
That we can then take right over to the recycle fair.
So, you are correct. The Spring Garage Sale is this Saturday. It starts at 9 a.m. and goes till 3 p.m. And so last year, the Spring Garage Sale was the same weekend as the Model Train Show over there. And we were watching people. I mean, they were hauling stuff out of there, like looking over their shoulder, like somebody was going to take their stuff. These people are serious about this event.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've never seen my dad at a garage sale.
You're right. Now, I'll give you a nickel for this. Just take it.
Just hey, look over there.
My brother had a garage sale once.
Yeah.
He was so bothered.
Just
people would come up and they had a price on it. He goes, well, it's 50 cents. Would you take a quarter? He goes, no, just take it. I don't care. I don't need you just take anything you want.
That's part of the fun of the whole thing.
I don't care. I just want it out.
That's part of the fun.
He goes, if it was up to me, I would have just taken it to the
It's like going to a swap meet. Somebody puts, $20 on something. Will you take 15? That's the whole barter system.
No, I get it. Okay.
Back and forth.
Real quick, 2 things that come to my mind, and I'm pretty sure coming up on the 4th and 5th, isn't that the Spring Youth Fair?
Yeah, I've got that actually right here somewhere.
That's coming up. But I also think the big spring fair at the Puyallup Fairgrounds. We were there last weekend for the big track meet, and I think it's multiple weekends there. So if you want to do the Puyallup, I think there's a lot of stuff happening up there as well.
There's one thing I can guarantee you, because I was up at the Washington State Fairgrounds in February, and if you want to pay $9 for a pretzel,
you
can get one.
Okay, there you go.
$9.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, pleasantly surprised at the Portland swap meet.
Yeah, I know. You were
pleasantly
all
surprised.
You were very excited.
You can get a big old huge hot dog, big weenie, $6.
There you go.
I mean, I thought that, I don't mind paying the higher prices.
But you want a good deal.
Well, I mean, $9 for a pretzel?
Yeah,
Come on.
I know.
It must cost more to operate things. And
maybe they're
of course, that's down in Oregon, too.
Yeah, maybe they're handmade.
That's what it was.
Well, there you go.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's it.
They were making those things right in front of us.
There you go.
Some guy was tossing it up in the air like a pizza. Let's take a break. We've got more music stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Let's hurry up and get back so we can end this.
It's all coming back right after this on the Mohney Show. We are back with the Mohney Show. Boy, a lot of stuff, Paul.
A lot of stuff happening, a lot of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, every week it's amazing at some of the guests that you just keep finding and coming in. And
yeah, it's really cool.
Again, almost human and just a terrific interview here. And
those guys are great musicians, too. And I can't wait to see them up in Kirkland. Now, next week.
Yeah, you're going to keep this on a roll.
I'm going to try and keep this on a roll. So not only is it interesting, but I've been able to meet some really fantastic people. I mean, Chris is just a super guy. We met Frank Murray. No relation to Denny, I guess.
Okay.
Frank Murray is the guy that's coming to the Chehalis Theater, and that's on the 26th of this month, and that's Petty Fever.
Okay.
So Petty Fever does a big long set of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, does the Wilburys, does everybody, and we will have him on the show. Now this is going to be an early show too, so we're going to try and get this up as soon as we can, maybe Monday, Tuesday, because the show's on Friday.
Right.
So we'd like folks to be able to check out the interview. But he's been doing Petty Fever for about 15 years, and initially. He thought, he didn't plan on this, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
There were people that said, you really do kind of look like him. Maybe you should think about this, and that's how it happened. So we'll do that. That's coming up, but yeah, all kinds of stuff going on this summer. Of course, we're going to have the music in the park, folks on the show as well.
Yep, we'll get that lined up, and again, that is July 19th. That'll be Kalimba, Earth, Wind, and Fire, July 26th, all Friday nights. Again, all free at Recreation Park. Bring your own chair. The 26th will be the Beatles versus the Stones, and then we'll wrap it up on August 2nd. Randy Linder and his son Jason are going to open for Gretchen Peters, who is a Grammy-nominated songwriter. She's written a ton of songs, both country and a lot for Bryan Adams. So
can't wait. I mean,
just hearing the stories behind a bunch of this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really is. So an action-packed summer. We're hardly into spring.
I know. And tonight, Tony and I are headed off to our second concert of the year.
Already?
We're going
well, you guys are busy.
We're already headed up to Olympia.
Who?
Five for Fighting.
Those guys are great.
Yeah, you say that every time.
One guy.
One guy does this. Five for Fighting, and I don't know how many hits he had. At least 3 or 4 big hits. But he's also going to have a string quartet with him tonight. So
nice.
That's at the Washington Center in downtown Olympia. They've got some pretty good shows there too, and they're reasonable. I think,
yes, they do.
I think our tickets were about $50 each.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
And with inflation, I mean, that's a decent deal. Nothing like those. Some of these tickets get a little bit.
But it is what it is, right?
Certainly.
You got to kind of pick and choose your.
Yes, you do. I'm still trying to figure out what the justifiable number is for the Rolling Stones.
However, by the way, you keep talking about Eric.
Yeah.
Have you told him yet?
I've told him.
Is he? You didn't tell me if he was okay with that.
He's all wound up about it.
ELO, August 30th.
On the 30th of August.
In the Moda Center in Portland.
Yeah, well, I don't call it the Moda Center. I call it the Rose Garden.
Okay. Either way, that's where it is. And they're actually at, I believe, Climate Pledge or somewhere in Seattle a couple of days beforehand.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So if I just make myself available around the Northwest.
I want to say the 27th of August, like a Tuesday or Wednesday, they're in Seattle, and then the 30th is a Friday.
All right, well, I might have to walk around the Northwest. I'll go to Portland and hang out, and then Seattle and hang out. Maybe I can run into Jeff Lynne.
There you go. Yeah. Never know.
It's a possibility. Hey, it's been a long show today, but boy, I'll tell you what, it's been a fun show.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait for next week.
We've got Frank from Petty Fever. That's on the way next week on the Mohney Show. But have a terrific time this weekend. Get out and do all those things we were talking about, and we'll see you next week on the Mohney Show.
You're a shining star. No matter who you are, shining bright to see that you can truly be. Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
The real estate market is changing, and John L. Scott can answer your questions with a free market analysis. If you're a homeowner, it's really important to get a current market analysis. It only takes a few minutes of your time and contains valuable information about your biggest investment. This might be the year to make a move and take advantage of this market. For your free market analysis, see Laura Lee today at John L. Scott, 900 West Main in Centralia.